for that. Okay. The very first thing is, let me show you how a SOW will look like. So I have a sample SOW. So this one I made it for one of the client, and however I have sanitized the entire document. Okay.
When the record is in progress or
Yeah, I have already started the recording now.
okay.
Okay. So this is a XYZ company, and this is a statement of work. As I told you, this is a legal document, and it should contain all the information about the engagement. So yeah, one company is XYX company, another one is Nonsoft. That's my name. Okay. So blah blah blah. I filled some information here. Project background. Then scope and service. What will be the part of the scope? The scope is performing web application vulnerable assessment, pen testing, then black box testing, then vulnerable assessment. All those things. I'll be sharing you this document. Just go through it once. Okay. uh, External IPs, what are the external IPs are in the scope. That means what the client want us to test. All the external IPs will go here. Internal IPs will go here. If any URL or APIs will go here. Then what is out of scope. These are things we consider generally as out of scope. And project plan. Then assets. So we have network IPs, web application, external and internal, black box, how what will be the duration. So it contains everything. Okay, statement of engagement, TBD, to be discussed, deliverable dependencies, assumptions. Okay, location. What is the overall price of the what engagement. So this is a bank code of my company. Okay, so that is how it is. Then both the people have to signature on this one. This they signature on this particular document. This is called as SOW, and this is a real SOW which I have drafted for one of the client. The only thing is I remove the client names. Okay. Now, along with this training, probably I'll be teaching you how to, work with Gen AI. Some of the Gen AI tools we'll be checking. Okay. Number one is again, we want to give a minute, man. What is this? That's fine. Okay. So we have many what Gen AI tools. So something like we have Chat GPT, okay, from OpenAI, and we have DeepSeek, the Chinese one, but it's really good. I personally use DeepSeek a lot. Then we have Perplexity, is another one. Then we have Grok, okay, and we have Gemini. So we have multiple things, and quick introduction about this Gen AI tools. MS Paint. We can categorize what these tools in two different ways. Okay, so one side we have ai linear AI. Another side we have Gen AI. So what is the difference between linear AI and Gen AI is, in linear AI it will does only one job. You'll write the program or you write the application to perform one job. Okay, something like when someone if you go to the bank, right, when you put your passbook inside the machine will scan. It will check the what the uh, account number. It check the photo. It does the kind of verification. That means it does only one job, that is scanning the passbook and fetching the information from the passbook. When it comes to the Gen AI is something like generative AI. That means they already have lots of data, and the model will be trained on this data. Something like we provide all the pictures of the animal. Simple, right? All the pictures of the animal. For example, let's talk about dog. So dog will have two legs. All the animals will have four legs, and dog will have four legs as well. But dog legs are a kind of height, and they are very thin. It have a barking face, kind of thing. Then it has standing ears with a tail. Dog will be in what brown color, black color, white color, Dalmatian kind of thing. So when someone put a dog photo, will say yes, this particular dog image is a dog, or Dalmatian dog, or German Shepherd dog. In the same way, if someone put an image of tiger, by looking at the yellow and stripes, he'll say yes, this is a tiger. So that means first you need to give lots of data. Then the model means application will feed on the data and learn from the data. This is one way. And second thing is, and second option is, even many of the databases are available on the internet. So data is available on the internet. So this is another one. So when data is available on the internet, it will take the information from the internet, and that it already have data inside its system. So it will club all the data and does a permutation combination kind of some kind of analysis, and it will give you the result. Now the result, the question will be, I'll ask the question in generative AI. When I say question, it's called as prompt. Okay, prompt are nothing but questions. So when I ask a question, can you give me an image of tiger? So what it does, it takes the information from this already available data, and it is also take the information from the data which is available on internet. Then it will create a kind of image. This is called generative AI, and the query, the output is very dynamic. That means on the fly, it will do, it does everything on the fly. Clear? Generative AI and linear AI. Hello, guys. Am I audible?
Yes, sir. Yes, yes,
Yes,
yes.
yes, ma'am.
So please, again, what I mean to say is just a small, summary I gave you for the generative AI and linear AI. So I generally use DeepSeek a lot. You can use ChatGPT as well, no problem. Okay, let's use ChatGPT. OpenAI is a company which owns ChatGPT. And by the way, ChatGPT is giving free version for 1 year. So already I shared the image. Sweta, can you please share the image with everyone, please?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, log in. So these are all my online profile which I don't really use. I use for training. If I want to install some kind of system, we try. These are problem with the Chrome, man. So Chrome always support its own kind of thing rather than supporting anything else. So what we use a different browser, and we'll see. Okay, maybe later. Yeah, it's already logged in, and I got my login here. I can do a free upgrade for 1 year, but right now I don't do it. So one small trick, guys. Now, if you want to use the best, best use of generative AI, you need to learn one, technical topic. The topic name is prompt engineering. Prompt engineering. You need to learn this. It's a very small topic. Probably, you have to spend at least a 1 to 2 hours to, frame your questions in a very proper manner. Earlier, if you see my questions, right, these kind of questions are very, very, simple. Just like, can you give me a code for this? Can you give me a code for PHP function? So these are very simple. But right now, I have done this prompt engineering kind of, training, a little bit of kind of thing. So then, what I do is, always remember, three steps process for prompt engineering. First is, you need to tell the generative AI who generative AI is. So here what I say is, hey, you are a cyber security expert with specialization in penetration testing. So it's a kind of role play, right? I'm giving a role to this generative AI. So again, if there are any mistakes, and it will automatically correct itself. Okay, I am training on a web application penetration testing with 1 year experience. Okay, can you give me an index of topics to be learned? So look at this. So earlier my question was just a one-liner. Here I gave, I'm kind of role play I'm doing. That means I am telling the ChatGPT, you are, a cybersecurity expert with a specialization in penetration testing. And again, I am a trainer. Sorry, I'm a, a newbie. I'm getting training on web application pen testing with 1 year experience. Can you give me this? That's a very much clear, right? So now if I enter this, now you get all the answers. What need to be learned, it will give you the what index. We'll be seeing this index as well. Okay, and you can have a follow-up questions and everything. So this is a generative AI. Am I clear, guys?
Yes, man.
Yes,
Okay,
ma'am.
so again, I'm giving you a little bit of idea. You have to do your own study. You should not ignore generative AI. Believe me, generative AI is going to rock the future. Nowadays, the entire application you can write in generative AI. Even I'm trying to write an application, mobile application using generative AI, and again, it's in the process. Even cybersecurity, got affected by generative AI. So, but learn this. I'm just giving a kind of hint how to use this generative AI. Kind of say beginner level. Okay, it gave me all these things what I need to learn, which we'll be learning in a minute. Okay, this is about ChatGPT or any other generative AI. So, as I told you, we have two things. We have linear is something like you are preparing a program for one application or one function, but generative AI, it has lots of data inbuilt, as well as the data it will take collect from the internet. Based on your prompt, it will generate a dynamic answer output. Okay, now generative AI, when say for example, if TCS want to have a generative AI, a chatbot, what does TCS does is, TCS will provide lots of data. It will disconnect the internet, so it will not allow the chat generative AI to fetch the data from the internet, because internet data is malicious. It can be a malicious data. We cannot trust it, but the whatever the data the company is having, right, your tickets, your service now tickets, your issues, your incidents, it can feed because the data is clean data. So whenever the company is having a chatbot, they generally use the internal data of the company rather than using the data over the internet. Are we clear till here?
Yes,
Hello.
man. Yes,
Okay,
man.
this is the
Yes,
one
ma'am.
thing. And don't save this, fine. So now another one. Okay, let's use this Gemini, Google. Yeah, Google. Welcome back. That's fine. Let's go to the Google one. Google, we have Gemini, right? Gemini. Okay, Google Gemini, or will let's same thing. It's like a Chat GPT. Spend some time, master the prompt engineering. The same technique can be used in any of the generative AI tools. So let me use Notebook LLM. By the way, I have this 1 year Google subscription. Okay, come on, man. Where's this? Let's come in the middle. Try Notebook LM. Okay, logged in. So Notebook LM is again one of the AI platform or tool, whatever you want to call. So when you first time when you install the when you use this, right, you get this kind of dashboard. This is a dashboard. Okay, so I have my notebooks. You have there are some default notebooks. These are all different notebooks, and these are my own kind of notebook which wherein I prepare. Okay, now, what exactly the notebook LLM does, LM or LM does is like when you are going to the college or school, right? You have your teacher, which she will teach you the subject. Guys, just give me 1 minute, please. Okay. So when you go to the school or college, right? So what does a teacher does? Say for example, you are doing your 10th class or intermediate or 10th plus 2. So we have a subject on social or constitution, social science, whatever it may be, right? The teacher will have a book. There's a reference guide, a book. The teacher will prepare from the book. She will come to the class and explain the same thing to everyone, isn't it? So here, notebook LM is replacing the teacher. That's exactly the purpose of this. Say for example, I want to create a new book. So let me create a new book. Okay, I want to upload a PDF. You can upload a PDF. You can upload a text file, audio file, whatever you want to upload. Mentioned here, you can upload. No, here I have a YouTube link. You can give the YouTube link. No, I have a my own personal link. You can give the personal link. You have some data on the G drive. You can link it here. This is something like you want to paste, copy and paste some code. Then you can give the copy and paste the code here. Then you can ask questions. Okay, let me upload a PDF. Okay, yeah, let me open this, OWASP testing document, which is very, very much available. And believe me, learning any topic with Notebook LM is like a fluke, man. Literally, is a fluke. I have, PDF, which is, which are having more than 1500 pages. I sit, for 1 or 2 hours, I complete the entire PDF. Okay, since it's a large book, around 500 pages, so it is taking a little bit of time. Okay, meanwhile I want to show you some one more thing. So YouTube. So this is my YouTube channel which I shared with you guys the other day. And let me go to the YouTube videos, your videos, yeah, my videos here. Okay, so look at this one, guys. Okay, I have prepared my own notes for web application firewall. I uploaded that particular
Welcome to
notes
the
to this
explainer.
notebook LLM. Then I prepared a kind of animated video out of it. It hardly took some time, but believe me, it got lots of information. And how many people was it here? See, there are 16 people, they have viewed my topic. And a couple of people even they like, say they have commented, one person like whatever it may be, but it is very informative. So what exactly I have done is I opened this notebook LM. Okay, I uploaded my notes, and there are some online study material was available. So I have included the particular URLs, everything here. And I know there are some websites, I gave the website links. Then I asked this notebook LM to kind of mix and match and give me a complete scenario of web application firewall, which it does. Okay, now look at this. So I have uploaded my book, and my notebook LM is my teacher. And it gives a quick overview what exactly the book does, everything. Now if you want a video overview, click on this. It takes a little bit of time, and it will prepare a video so that you can understand. No, you want an audio, kind of overview. So what exactly the audio kind of overview means? Say for example, there will be two or three people. Okay, they'll be sitting in a table, round table kind of thing. They will be discussing about this particular textbook, line by line, word by word. And you will be putting your headphones and you'll be listening. Now you have a you have a question. What you do, you raise an hand. So the guy, again, these are all AI bots, AI characters. Okay, that person will say, hey, the Arjun has a question, let answer his question. So Arjun, please tell me your question. Then I'll tell my question. Oh, this is a very good interesting question, let me give you the answer. They will give the answer. So it's a kind of interaction. If you don't interfere in between them, they will read out the they will discuss the entire book. Like, Ari, we have a skill injection. Oh, okay, there are three types, you know that. Okay, I don't know three types, what exactly those types, this is a kind of common discussion. And mind map is one of my favorite kind of say again feature, wherein the entire book is divided or segregated into different sections. So you can use any of these things. It will take a little bit of time for generating, and eventually it will generate. Clear? Hello.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now
Yes.
you might be asking me, hey Kishore, why you're telling me about generative AI and what you're telling me about about notebook LM. The reason is I'm training you guys. I totally acknowledge that, but you need to understand you are no more a fresher or a student. You are a professional person. That means tomorrow, if you have a doubt, you should be knowing. Instead of pinging Nankishore, I have to resolve my own issue. Where can I go? Number one, ChatGPT or generative AI, wherein you have to know how to write your own prompt to solve your issue. Number two, there are many books you'll come across. Even I have thousands of PDFs, or in fact, more than GBs of PDFs. In that case, definitely, I can't. Humanly, it's not possible to read every PDF. In that scenario, I'll go with this kind of tools. Clear? Let me show you this mind map. Look at this mind map. Okay, click on this particular topic, and you have subtopics. Before deployment, what you do during the definition, during blah 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 SDLC. What exactly is SDLC? We have discussed, right? So it will give you the information. Then you can ask the question. See, again, I don't I literally don't want to study all these things. I don't want to read this particular thing. You have an audio option as well. You can go with the audio. No, yeah, I want to create a kind of video, animated video. You can create a video for your own understanding. And this 1 2 are the page numbers wherein you got the reference. Clear? Okay. Now it has given all the what it has taken the information from page number 2, 3, and it has given me a summarize. Now what I do is, can you explain the same to a 10 years kid? Okay. Now automatically it will adjust its tone so that it will simplify everything. 10 years kid, right? Probably the guy will be in fourth or fifth standard for 10 years kid. So in that same mindset, it will create the topic. See? Okay. See, now we have some table as well. Everything it is. And I believe it does support different languages which I'm not aware, but generally I go with only English. Am I clear? Hello.
Yes, none. Yes, none.
Okay.
Yes.
Now, same thing. I want to create a audio overview. By the way, by the way, say for example, I want to make notes. You can now highlight this and you can make your notes as well. So, it is generating an audio. It will take a few minutes. Yeah, we have different languages. We have Hindi and we have Telugu. Uh, सौम्या सौम्या यहाँ पे है क्या? ओरिया 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 है यहाँ पे? This is Kannada. This is
Mm.
Bengali, Marathi. I think Odia is not supported, but Hindi is supported. Okay,
नहीं उधर नहीं है.
okay. So आप देख लीजिए. So this is one of the thing, and one of the beautiful use of notebook LLM is if you are preparing for CISSP or CISM, you have flashcards. So just upload the books, read the topic. If you don't understand, ask them to explain it in a proper manner, which it does, and then you can have your flashcards so that it will ask questions and you can give your answers so that you can test your understanding about a particular topic. Clear? So always remember, you are no more a student, you are a SME, subject matter expert, a professional. So you should be resolving your own issues. Even today, after 15 years, okay, when I all my 90% of my projects are bank related projects, and here all of you guys are my team, right? You know how I work. Okay, even then I approach Notebook LM or generative AI and I get my doubts clarified. And we have Sweta. One of the requirement for one of the client was the client want us to test the web application. No, not web application. What is that, Sweta? There's an email server, Microsoft Exchange server, and the client want us to provide them the test scenarios. So I have assigned that particular task to Sweta. Sweta, you want to discuss what exactly you have done the other day?
Yes, ma'am.
Go ahead.
I have prepared that uh, checklist and you just approved it by just editing some parts.
Yeah. So she has used ChatGPT and she has created kind of testing scenarios checklist. When I have displayed presented this checklist to the client was literally surprised. He was very happy. It does not know how we have used what how we have created the checklist. It hardly took some time for her. Again, we have fine tuned the checklist to match to our engagement. So there is a power of generative AI we cannot ignore. Clear? Hello.
Yes, sir.
Super.
Yes.
So now, guys, let me show you my system. So my system is this one here, this one. Okay. Mine is Asus. What is that one? Strikes G16. So I have the same system here. Yeah, okay. So, but not i7. It's AMD. So mine is not 7, 9. I have 7 processor. Yeah. The same this one here. I have the exactly the same same laptop, but yes, my configurations are different. Not these configurations. Okay. And let me show the configuration. System information. Okay. Asus I have. Okay. My processor is Ryzen 7 6800H, and it's a 8 core processor with 16 threads, and I have 16 GB of RAM. Okay. Now, what is the difference between a normal IT engineer and a hacker? Both see the laptops. The only thing is hackers see the laptop from a different angle rather than seeing it from a normal person. So we generally, if I want to check if I want to take a laptop, generally I see the processor, then I see the version, then I see the you see the last one H, right? So generally, if you take any process, say CPU, right? What is that, notepad? So we have two types of CPUs. We have Intel and AMD. So in Intel AMD we have Core i, Core i5, Core i7, Core i9. The same way we have in AMD we have Ryzen 3, Ryzen 5, Ryzen 7, and Ryzen 9. Even then, in every category we have low level, mid level, high level. So every processor, it might be Intel or AMD, will be followed with some number. So my number is 6800H. So 6800H. Or if you wanted to see this Intel one, right? Say, look at this one, Ryzen 9 8940HX. Okay, so Ryzen 9 uh, 8940HX. So just see these numbers. Look at this one, Ryzen 7 30U. Okay, in the same way, if you see any Intel, okay, we have a look at this one, Core i5, i5. What the number we are having 13450HX. So here you need to understand in AMD, okay, in the AMD we have Ryzen 3, Ryzen 5, Ryzen 7, and Ryzen 9. Even for the Intel, we have Core i3, okay, i5, i7, i9. So the same mapping like this, okay. Clear? So what I mean to say is at every level, so for level 3, there's an entry level. So again, you will have something like no low, medium, high. So these three levels will be there with every what level of the processor. Is it compulsory? It's not compulsory. Majority of the people like company that does this kind of trick. Okay. Now what you have to understand is whenever you're purchasing the laptop, people will be saying, "Hey buddy, I have Core i7, Core i9, or Ryzen 9." So you should say yes, that's fine. Ryzen 9, you will have a dual core, you have a quad core, you have an octa core processor as well. Okay, all you have to do is you need to check these numbers. After 9, we have 8. So this is the 8, 8 series, and this is a 7 series, and mine was 6, right? This is a 6 series. Start with 6 series. So right now, 2025 is the latest one is a 8. So this was 2024, and this was 2023. So mine is almost 2 years old laptop. Okay, so you need to see. So the first letter always defines which generation the processor is. For the Intel, you have to see first two letters. This is a 13th generation. So when the 13th generation came, the 13th generation came in 2023, and the 14th generation came in 2024. Okay, okay. Now we have I think 15th generation. I literally don't know. I'm just giving a guess. Okay, so you need to see which generation I'm buying. So majority, this is 13th generation. That means very old processor. So is it wise to pay good money and purchase a old processor? No. Okay. Now if you want more information, go here. Okay, you have this Intel website. So see when this particular processor got launched or released. See Q1 2023, 2 years old processor. You understood, right? So once, whenever you're buying a laptop or desktop, whatever it may be, you need to see for the Ryzen first digit and for the Intel first two digits. So that will define which processor, which laptop you're buying. Are you buying an old laptop and selling it as new, or you're literally buying a latest technology? Second thing is every processor is followed by some number, something like P, okay, or U, or H, or HX. These are the regular numbers. These are P and U, they are board level. These are medium level process. That means business laptop will have these kind of things. They are good for doing your regular what kind of checking the emails and opening one or two programs, then watching some YouTube videos. So majority of the companies they will provide you U or P laptops. Okay, H are high level laptop which are meant for gamings. Even HX is a bit higher than H laptops. Clear? Hello. In the
Yes,
same
man.
way, in the same way, when you're checking the RAM, you need to see the latest RAM, right? It says 16 GB RAM, right? Now, if you go here, where's the RAM? Where's the RAM? Yeah, 16 GB RAM, DDR5, and again, you need to see the entire configuration. What is the frequency of the RAM? So DDR5 is the latest one, but check the frequency. What is the frequency? If you see my RAM, what is my RAM? My RAM's frequency somewhere, somewhere it is there. Where that's fine. So check the RAM's frequency as well, because what happens is in order to clear the stock, they will give you a new processor with an old RAM, or old processor with an old RAM, or new processor with a new RAM. So you should not get cheated. Just for your information, I told you that. Now I have a very powerful laptop which is almost all 1.5 lakhs. I paid for this laptop 2 years back with 16 gigs of RAM. But now I'm training you guys. So how much if my entire laptop power is 100%, okay, how much am I using complete 100% of the power of the laptop, or I'm using a little bit of that. So this is a task manager wherein it will display you out of 100% of CPU, I'm using only 6%. Even for the RAM, I'm using 81%. Okay, disk almost nothing, kind of thing, right? If you click here, this will give you a realistic image. So CPU, I'm using 27 or 16%, 4%. RAM, out of 16 GB RAM, I'm using 12, 0.5 GB of RAM. And this is my Wi-Fi, this GPU, blah, 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 blah. Clear? So if I'm using only 20% of my CPU, what about the 80% of the CPU? Am I using it, or am I wasting that 80%? Guys, please answer. Hello? Hello? Guys?
You are using for some other things, for
Yeah,
other application.
right now, I have opened this many applications, right? Further application, I'm using only 17 to 20% of CPU. Remaining 80% of CPU is waste. In order to utilize this particular laptop effectively or efficiently or more efficiently or kind of 100%, we have a technology called virtualization. So virtualization, exactly what exactly is virtualization? I don't know anything. Let's ask, chat GPT. Okay. Where is this? Okay. Again, can you tell me what is virtualization? Okay. So in simple words, virtualization is nothing but installing one operating system inside another operating system. In order to do that, we have two ways. One is type 1 and type 2. So if you see my laptop, I have my hardware. So this is my hardware configuration. On top of that, I have installed the OS. On top of that, I am installing the what applications. This is type 2. But in type 1, what will happen is I have my hardware. On top of the hardware, instead of operating system, I install the virtualization software. Here I have one more layer. Let me yeah, let me open this here. Type 1 virtualization image. Look at this. Okay. If you see here in type 1 virtualization, I have my hardware. On top of the hardware, I have installed hypervisor, something like a virtualization software. But in type 2, which is I'm using on my laptop, I have my hardware. On top of that, I install Windows 11. On top of that, I install my virtualization operating software. Then I install the operating system. So what I have done is I have installed VirtualBox. This is nothing but your virtualized software. Okay. Okay, I have created a virtual machine. So this is my virtualized box, and inside that I can create as many systems I want. The condition is my processor and my RAM should support. So right now, if you see my utilization, so I'm using almost 13 GB of RAM out of 16 GB. I'm using 10 percent of my CPU. So what I does is, let me go here. I'll do a little bit of settings. Okay, system. So instead of 3 GB RAM, I'll just give 2 GB of RAM for this. I already installed this just to save some time, and I'll tell you how I install everything in a minute. Okay, meanwhile, now it is rebooting. So the best thing is, now can you please teach me virtualization? So here, this is my what is this one? YouTube channel. Okay, and there is something like corporate training on ethical hacking videos. Go to this playlist. Okay, inside this playlist, I have clearly given a detailed discussion about virtualization, which is 1 hour 35 minutes. So guys, please do this. No, let me share this video. So in this video, I clearly mentioned what is virtualization and how to implement, how to install a virtual machine. Okay, type 1, type 2 virtualization, how you can install a lab, everything I have discussed in this. So I'm going to share this link with you guys. So please check this. Okay.
Yes, sir.
So this is about our virtualization. Now, okay. Now if you see here, this is my Linux machine, and this is my Windows machine. My Windows machine is hosting this particular virtual machine. So that means my Windows machine is known as host VM, a host machine, and inside this we have one VM is called as virtual machine. Am I clear? Hello.
Yes. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, guys. Okay, this is a Kali Linux virtual machine, and so the good part is all the tools. It is having more than 1500 tools. As I told you yesterday, this is a Debian based operating system which is having a Linux core. On top of the core, they have installed 1500 of the security tools, and these tools are segregated according to the what kind of work. So we have a category called reconnaissance. This is nothing but for gathering information and blah 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 everything. All the tools will be under each and every category. You go to this discovery, you have tools. You go to this what persistence, you have tools. For initial access, you have tools. For resource, all these things. So that means um, Kali Linux is a security distro with which we will be doing our penetration testing. So again, give me 1 minute. There is another video. Where is it going? Where is it going? Yeah, here I think probably. No. Okay. So I have created two videos. I clearly mentioned why we need to use Linux and what is the advantages of Linux, and I installed Scully Linux. Probably I might install the Parrot as well. So I'll be sharing the links. Please go through these links. Clear? Control C. Hi guys, today we are going to discuss.
If you want to become a pro Python developer without having any prior knowledge on the subject, then join our third.
And please don't go with all this kind of topics, man. They won't really work. People will say, within 2 days you'll become that, within 3 days you'll become that. Again, it won't work in real time. Control C. Okay, guys, the Linux is installed now. Let's check the Linux. Okay. Okay. And this is the last thing wherein I showed how to create a lab for our pen testing. So if you see the icon on the okay, I shared the links. Please go through the links. Now you might be asking me, Nankishore, why you are sharing the links, why you are not explaining. I will be explaining those topics again, but I'll be glad if you can go through those videos once, understand. If you don't understand anything, then definitely I'll explain that. If you are able to understand, if you are able to figure out your doubts using the generative AI, I'll be happy. If not, we'll do that. So after virtualization, what is the next technology, Nankishore? So again, as I told you, virtualization, we have one more machine here. Now, if you see the system utilization, see, again, the memory has increased to 12.6%, blah, 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 blah. So if I started using the, Kali Linux, and eventually the power will increase, the load will increase on my host machine. Okay, the very first thing, once I got my Kali Linux installed, as I told you earlier, hackers, they always hide themselves. So I have a document. This is a document I always what use this document for training purpose. Okay, so kind of testing, as I told you yesterday, right? So we have this secure SDLC where the secure SDLC we have requirement, we have design phase, coding, testing, and implementation phase. And for the secure SDLC, we will be including security at every level. Nowadays, what is happening is even the QA people, they are doing a little bit of security. So when you're coming to the security industry, you need to learn the terminology. What exactly is what? So first and foremost, what are the three pillars of cybersecurity? CIA: confidentiality, integrity, and availability. In simple terms, confidentiality means secret. Keep it secret. That means no one should access that except the authorized person. Integrity: don't tamper. That means don't change anything. So that means it will avoid changing. Availability: it should be available to the people at right time, not for everyone. So these are the three pillars of cybersecurity. But again, when I say security, not only CIA, we'll be including three more A's along with non-repudiation. So confidentiality, integrity, availability. Then we have authentication, authorization, and auditing, and non-repudiation. So authentication is nothing but your username and password. So with which you will log into any application. That means you are authenticating yourself. Followed by authorization. Once you are inside the application, what are your roles and responsibilities? Okay. After that we have audit. So simple thing. So the company will say you have to show your ID card, you need to swipe your ID card. That is nothing but you are authenticating yourself to the company entry system, or the barricades. Once you enter inside the company, you are supposed to go to your designated location. You are authorized to go to the particular. You're not supposed to go into the server room or anything. If you go there, there will be CCTV cameras, there will be some monitoring device which will be checking you. In the same way, once you are in the application, all your activities, when I say activities, it might be a right activities, wrong activities will be monitored by the system. Now if you try to tamper something, if you try to do something which is not supposed to do, it will create a log. So auditing is nothing but logging. And non-repudiation is something like, these are all definition, guys, you need to understand. And non-repudiation is nothing but, say for example, you have sent an email to me. Then I'll say, hey, Monica has sent me an email. Monica tomorrow she'll say, hey, I've not sent you the email. Then I can show show Monica there is an email from your inbox stating that monica@xyzcompany.com. That means you cannot deny. So these are non-repudiation. So type of testing. Before we go with the type of testing, let's discuss how many types of what applications we have. We have network applications. Okay. Then we have web applications. Then we have thick client application or desktop. Okay. Then we have mobile application. Okay. Then we have appliance. Then we have APIs. Okay. Now, what exactly is network application? Now, Kishore, I heard about network infrastructure, but not the network application, or you can say it as network server. Okay, what exactly is this? So, say for example, you have a system which is working as a file server. It does have what FTP application running on it. You need to configure that particular file server, and you have something like SSH. SSH is nothing but the small piece of software which will be installed on the server, so that the person can connect to it remotely and do the configuration. And SSH is nothing but secure cell. That means the connection will be automatically secured because of the algorithm they use in SSH. Okay, those kind of things are nothing but your network servers. What is a web application, guys? Anyone? Web application, what is a web application? Hello, guys, can you please unmute yourself?
Yes, sir.
So what is a web application? Madhav,
Sir, what? Sir, what?
Excellent.
what is a web application?
Sir, which runs on server?
Simple terms, web application nothing but any application which is opened in the browser. Now this is my
Yes.
Chrome browser. I open this Amazon.in. This is nothing but a web application. Okay, we don't get into the details right now. Then what is,
Yes.
we have one more thing. What is a thick client application? Thick client as
The
application
basis
nothing
of
but the
application.
one which you install, like Bitdefender, Opera browser, Word. These are all you install on your system. It's called as thick client application, also called as desktop application. Okay, and what is a mobile application? Your, WhatsApp. You go to the Play Store, you install WhatsApp, you install what, Arthai, you install VLC player. There's all nothing but your mobile application which you install on your mobile phone or a handheld device. Then what is an appliance? So appliance is a combination of software plus hardware. Okay, this is nothing but appliance. In simple term, you have your, you have your, what you have your laptop is also an appliance because it does have a hardware, it does have a software, but we are naming it as what, laptop. In the same way we have Wi-Fi router. Okay, this is also an appliance, Wi-Fi router, because it got hardware, it got software. Then we are using both hardware and software simultaneously, is nothing but an appliance. Clear? And what else? APIs. So guys, if you see here, right, I believe, all of you guys, they use, say what, amazon.com, right? So if I do any purchase in Amazon, it will ask me to make the payment. So what exactly, when I want to sell, make the payment, it will give me options. You want to do a GPay, UPI, or you want to pay with a debit card, or you want to pay with a credit card. So little bit of information about API. We'll be discussing that in detail, but just kind of summary. Say for example, I have a say for example, I'm using HDFC credit card, okay, or HDFC, say yeah, HDFC credit card. So what I do is I own the HDFC bank. So I will say to my developer, please prepare a program. So wherein I can distribute this program to Amazon, or I can distribute this program to Flipkart, I can distribute this program to my Mitra, or any other big basket, so that they can integrate this program into their application. So when they want to make the payment, they when they select the HDFC credit card, my program will trigger, and that program will connect to my HDFC server, and the transaction happens. So there is no person in between. All the thing what is happened is, as a owner of HDFC, I'll approach the Amazon. I say, Amazon, I have a very good, strong, secure kind of algorithm I have created for my credit card. You integrate this credit card. I will give you the piece of code along with the key or password. Okay, key. You integrate both of this thing in your application. When they select the HDFC bank credit card, it will automatically connect to my server, and it does the transaction. That means transactions happen between two systems. Okay, so I have my HDFC bank here. Okay, and we have what, we have amazon.com here. So I'll approach the Amazon. I'll say, hey buddy, I have a small piece of software you install in your system. Okay, whenever user click on this, this will automatically connects to my server. This entire thing is kind of secure, and your they can make the payment using the HDFC credit card. My server will approve whatever are required. Then we'll send you the approval. Then you can dispatch payment successfully. You can give the thing. So is there any person involved here, guys? Please tell me. Hello.
No, none.
Okay, so API is nothing but the abbreviation, the full form of API is nothing but application programming interface. That means it provides the communication between two programs, Amazon and HDFC. So they will be communicating in the same way. Tomorrow, if I want, I can sell my program to Flipkart. Same, I'll say, hey Flipkart, I have my program here, install it. So I'm using a very small piece of software instead of giving a big application. The same way I'm selling my, I'm giving my thing to Mitra. Integrate. Okay, this is how API works. So API provide the communication between program to program, no human required. So these are all different types of applications we have. Generally we test in real time. So whenever in the present project, if I take the scenario, so whenever the client give me the demo of the application, right, then I'll say yes, this is a web application. That means what? I need to prepare my lab which supports web application penetration testing. When I'm testing the client application, I'll ask Sweta, these are the softwares which we need to install in our lab to take up the client applications. Okay, then after this, how many type of testing? The type of testing, we have three types. So we have black box,
White box,
okay,
gray.
we have gray box, and we have white
White
box.
box.
Sorry, someone saying something?
Nine. Oh, three types we are telling.
Okay, so here there's a small kind of catch. So all these things, okay, all these things will be available for black box, okay, then gray box, then white box. Okay, generally white box developers do the white box. Okay, mostly pen tester 90% of the time they do gray box testing. Person with the person symbol, pen testers they do this. Okay, and 10% remaining 10% they do this. Okay, 10% as a black box. So what is a why we have to test in three different categories? So there is a reason why. Means, say for example, I have spent crores of rupees in developing this Amazon.in, but however, there is a person sitting in China. He does not know anything. All he's having is one URL, okay, Amazon.com, and he hacked my application. So in that scenario, what kind of damage he can create to my application? That is the reason we do the black box. So all in all, there's a person who is having no knowledge about the application. It does not know what the Amazon is doing, what type of technology they are using, nothing, nothing. Okay. If that kind of person want to hack my application, what kind of damage this guy will do? That's the reason we have black box. Then why gray box? Say for example, you are working in a company, Amazon.com, and the company is not paying you money, they are torturing you. Now you want to take a revenge on the company and you turn into a rogue employee. If a rogue employee, that means the person is having a little bit of privileges plus username password. Okay. So normal user, not admin user, normal user. If that guy goes rogue, then what is the kind of damage he create to the application? Now white box, an admin, okay, admin person who is having 100% ownership on this application, like 100% privileges. If these guys go rogue, what kind of damages he can create on the white box, like on the application? You understood, right? What are the three different kind of testing, why we required this in very first place? Hello.
Yes, no, this is.
Okay,
Yes,
please,
please.
you need to understand, guys, because this is very much important in real time also. One of the interview we might be asking you, hey buddy, what kind of testing you do? Generally we say, we do the gray box testing. The client will provide you the URL, he'll provide you two sets of user IDs, password, probably he will be providing you the architecture diagram. So all this comes into gray box. But what comes into the black box? Just a URL or IP address, or IP, that's it, nothing else. Okay, and what about in the white box? In the white box you have design document, architecture diagram, and you have all other documents. So you have complete information, totally, user guides, useful guide, whatever it may be. You have the complete information of the application, then you do the testing. Clear? So say for example, you are having 6 years of experience, right? So one of the scenario, I always ask this in the interview question. I will, there's a site called Amazon.com, okay, and you are a pen tester. Now tell me, is a publicly available site and you are doing a black box kind of testing. What will be your approach? How you start? Then you have to say, this is the approach I do, this is the approach I do, this is the approach I do. Clear? So in our next topics, we'll be looking into each and every, what kind of testing, what will be the approach for testing the application. Okay. Meanwhile, where is it gone? Notebook LM. Okay. Our audio thing is ready now. So guys, just let me know. Are you able to hear the audio or not?
The problem of insecure
Are
software
you
is
able to hear
perhaps
the
the
audio?
most important technical
Yes,
challenge
yes,
of our
yes,
time.
yes.
Guys,
Wow, that quote right at the start
Yes,
of our
Nand.
sources today, it
now
really
see,
sets the
these two
stage,
people are
doesn't it?
It
discussing.
absolutely does. And it kind of
Okay, I'm
frames
not
what we're diving
interrupting
into
their
today.
conversion.
We're
Now
looking
I have
at
a doubt.
a really
Okay,
systematic.
I raise my hand. Okay, can you tell me, OAups, does it useful only for web application or any other application? Okay, sorry, join.
Whoa, did someone just break the fourth wall? Let's hear it.
Okay, does OAups web security testing guide is useful for web application or mobile application as well?
Oh, that's a perfect interjection.
Absolutely, we were just about to dive in.
You nailed the syntax right there.
The humble and or operators.
That's the heart of the most famous
And
injection
notebook
attack.
LLM का
Talking about
आवाज नहीं आ
SQL
रहा है.
injection or SQLi.
Oh, notebook LM का आवाज
Your
नहीं आ रहा है.
and
Come
followed
on,
by
man. That's the
another
reason I
parameter
asked
is
you, right?
exactly what a tester does.
They're trying to
Yes,
inject
I
more
was about
logic,
to.
If you look at the source material, it gives an
Okay. So
example.
what
like
I
trying
mean
to
to
find a
say,
product
there
with
are two
ID
people.
10.
The
One
tester
person
adds
is
and one
in blue
E2.
The
color,
query
one person is
becomes
talking in
where
green
I
color.
product 10
So
and
in
1v2.
that conversion, I joined, I
That's
raised
a
my hand,
false
I asked a
statement.
If the
question,
page
and
returns an
eventually they're
error
giving the
or is
answer.
blank, you have a vulnerability.
Then you try and one E.
Okay. So this is for the notebook LLM. It's a very good tool, guys. Spend some time, probably 1 hour, 2 hours. Again, this is a one-time investment you're doing on notebook LM. Then you can literally, use it in a more effective or efficient manner. Notebook LM. Okay. Let's go to our document. So this is fine. Defense in depth. Just ignore this. So again, these are the requirements for pen testing. Uh, I'll be sharing this document, guys. There are some, YouTube videos if you want to, learn this VirtualBox, VMware, Parrot Linux. Everything is there, or you can use my own things. And again, we have, again as I told you, we need to create a lab. I shared you the link for how to set up a lab on VirtualBox. You can go through that VirtualBox. Nowadays, people are more or less they're going with the Dockers. Okay, Docker is an advance of VirtualBox wherein instead of the entire operating system, you will be installing only the library files. Okay, so this is a virtual machine. Let me go here. Who am I? So I am a normal user. Okay, host name. This is my client operating system, guys. Now if I go here, if I type, the loopback address, see nothing is running on this particular thing. So what I do is with a single command, okay, with a single command I will try to install a web server on this particular Kali Linux machine. Okay, all done, that's fine. Failed, what is this? Okay, again it was fail, give me 1 minute. I literally don't know guys. Probably I need to update some of the libraries. So what I mean to say is Linux will give you the flexibility of converting desktop operating system into a server operating system. But our intention is to install Docker on this Linux and create our lab. So for that, in this document, I have given you the complete kind of say commands which you need to install in order to install Dockers. Also, you can directly type here, go here, install Dockers on Linux. Again, I'll be sharing you the Dockers file. Please do the study on your own, and eventually after that you'll understand what exactly I've done. Okay. Just 2 minutes, guys. I'll show you something. That's fine. That's all done. Go here. Take this particular thing. Where is this? Okay. Just 2 minutes. I'm just trying to install the lab. I'll show you what exactly I have done. One manager view. It's just not coming. That's fine. Docker. Okay, that's fine. So what exactly I've done is, see, I'm using virtual machine. So virtual machine, as I told you, for every virtual machine, I have to install the operating system. So Docker is a kind of technology which is a little advanced than virtual machine, wherein instead of using the operating system, it will use the existing operating system, libraries, and you can install your application. So what I told this Docker is, and again, this particular ZD research, we have something like a Docker hub. So what all kind of things we use in Docker, they are called as Docker containers. Okay, let me show you this, right? Give me a minute. Okay, just see this ship, guys. Okay, So this is a kind of ship you can say, and on the ship we have different containers. Every container is nothing but an application, only application, not the operating system. So why Docker is getting famous is, say for example, I have developed a particular application. Okay, now I want to share that application to the client. So in that scenario, what I have to do is I have to install a virtual machine. Then I have to install this particular application. I need to do the configuration. Then I need to take a backup of that virtual machine. I need to send to the client. So in that scenario, what will happen is every virtual machine will be having more than 10 GB or 20 GB of space. So when they install again, it will increase. So the easy concept was Docker came into picture, wherein Docker will say, don't install any operating system. I'll be using the existing operating system libraries. All you can do is install the application on top of those libraries. Then you could do the configuration and then create a container kind of box. Then send this box. This box will be of very less, kind of size. And once the person install this particular container in his system, right, he will be having everything, how you have created your application, what kind of configuration, everything will be replicated on his site. So this is one of the thing. So in this what happens is, if I have I created a Docker container and I send to the client, that is a personal thing. But if I want the people across the globe, they want to use my Docker container, generally what we do, we put we host that particular container on a G drive, and we say share the link to everyone. But in Docker what happens is, there is a centralized location called Docker Hub. So this is a centralized location wherein you will have all the containers. Again, is a different concept. We don't get into deeper. Probably after tomorrow or sometime, this week, I'll teach you what exactly this. So you can search for all the containers here. So ZD Research is one of the security company. They have created this, web have advanced web hacking container. Okay, and what exactly does is, we need to learn the web application penetration testing. In order to do that, we need a lab. In order to install the lab, we need some applications. So what these people have done is, they have taken a Linux system, they have installed all the vulnerable application into the Linux, and they created Docker out of the particular Linux, and they have hosted on this Docker Hub. Anyone they want to use it, they can go there, they can download this particular container, and they can run it on the system. Exactly what I'm doing. Okay, it is taking a little bit of time. Once that is done, that container will be up, and INT is nothing but interactive terminal. That means the the container will be downloaded at my end, then the container will be run, so do the application. Once the application is up, I can access the application using my browser. Guys, am I able to? Hello,
Yes, man.
it's Sora yaar.
Yes,
Mayank,
Nay.
Mayank, Puna, Soumya.
yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Generally what time you guys sleep?
One, two.
And now I'm not talking about you, mother. You'll be sleeping all day, morning, evening. Even the scoping call or stand up call, you'll be sleeping, mother. Sweta madam to so gayi. Sweta, there?
No, Nan, not sleeping.
Very good. And Monica, she's also
I'm not sleeping.
okay. So she just woke up. Okay.
If the
That's
person is not talking, he or she is sleeping.
yeah, obviously, यार. मैं अकेला ही बात कर रहा हूँ. I'm just trying to teach you. These are all completely new topics. As I told you, like you are going to be a hacker. So if someone want to develop an application, they many people will be involving in the development. Now you need to understand all these people's brain, what a QA does, what a developer does, what an architect does, how they are planning, everything you need to understand. You need not to be a developer, but you should be understanding what a developer does. That exactly I am infusing in you. Puna.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, this is a quite a new topic. Once this is done, we'll discuss. As I told you in the morning, right? We'll take it slowly. Then whenever you
Oh,
want me to teach you, I'll can explain, or I'll clear the doubts.
okay, ma'am.
Okay. So Okay, the Docker container is almost downloaded now. So meanwhile, any doubts? कुछ भी doubt है अभी तक? Don't say no, please.
Nan.
हाँ?
Yes, Nan. No, Nan.
अरे क्या यार, I'm expecting some doubts. If you don't bring doubts, that means what,
I
you're not
was
following.
saying no, Nan. You said don't say no. I was like, yes, Nan.
पता है, when I was doing my web pen testing, right,
Hmm.
I was asking, so many doubts. At one point of the time, the tutor used to get irritated. अरे यार कितना doubt पूछता है? You came for studying or you came here for asking only doubts? Until unless I'll clarify doubts, I don't get a kind of satisfaction. And all this hard work now it is paying in the project.
Yes, Nand, agree.
Okay. So give me 1 minute, guys. Yep, it's starting the server, everything. That's fine. Yeah. Meanwhile, Namina, Monica.
Yes, Nan.
Slow man, slow, please.
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
Okay. So what you understood out of this? She's gone. She's sleeping.
Kalyanak?
So sorry.
Aha.
So what you understood so far?
I'm there. He explained about Kali Linux.
Same answer, right? When John Barbosa involved, invited me for your freshers kind of meeting, right? So what you have learned? Kali Linux, she's not following. 100% Monica is not following. Mayank,
So far, the Hodas project has created the whole
yes.
procedure
So
and the
Mayank,
process. After that,
yeah, that's fine,
yeah,
Mayank. So you need to closely work with me, Mayank. These people are already in the company and they're in the project, but for you, it is something is a new, and you have to install. You have a personal laptop, Mayank?
yeah. No, actually, I am familiar with Kali and container blockers.
By the way, Mayank is a
Actually, I
CS
do
certified
use the
person,
lab.
and whatever you learn in the CS certification, right? In real time, you don't use them. So just for information. Soumya,
Okay.
hey,
Yes.
ये तो सो गई यार. Literally, she's sleeping, half sleep and half present, right, Soumya?
No, 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 no. I'm not sleeping.
What time you sleep?
Sorry.
What time you sleep?
Time?
Sorry?
What time?
Yeah, what time you sleep?
At 12 o'clock.
12 o'clock. Okay, that's good.
Yes.
Okay, can you see, guys?
Yes,
So
Nand.
this is the power of Docker. With just one command, we have installed this particular thing, and we have all the vulnerable machines here. Okay. So today I'm stopping here. So what you have to do is number one. Give me 1 minute, man. Number one, I have shared you the links in the chat window. Where is the chat window? Yeah, here. Okay. Start with this. This will teach you what is virtualization. Okay, why we use virtualization in the very first place. Followed by Linux for hackers. Again, we don't want to be a Linux administrator, but we have to know how we use the Linux. And believe me, spend some time with the Linux, and again I'll be sharing this particular what document with you. Here also you have very good YouTube videos by some XYZ person. They are teaching Linux. No, you don't want, I already shared some PDF with you. You can use notebook LLM to learn. Whatever source you get, learn Linux, guys. That will make your life very easy. After that, you need to know how to install your lab on virtual machine. Second thing is, I don't want to use virtual machine, then Docker is a go-to tool for installing the lab. So these are the commands we can use only, these are the commands to install Docker in any of the Linux or Ubuntu based machine. Okay, then this is a command to install your vulnerable machine, only one command. So Docker So this is the syntax: Docker run -p 8080. This is a local port on the virtual machine. This is a port wherein you on the host system. Even I can access this particular Docker from my host system as well. Let me check the IP address. Okay, my address is, where is the address here? क्या है address का? Yeah, 10.0.2.15 9172. Now yeah, give me 1 minute. CMD IP CUN FIG. Okay, 192.160. Okay, that's fine. So which network we are in? Comp here icon, where we have this icon. Okay, virtual machines. Where's the settings? This is preferences, settings. Yeah, network. We are in NAT. That's fine, man. So again, I have discussed what is NAT, what is a bridge network, what is a host-only network in virtualization. So please go through the particular document. Let me check whether I can access this IP or not. Then dot, yeah, I am 0.2.15. No, नहीं हो रहा है ये. Then what, this one 172.17.0.1. That's fine. We'll put it into bridge tomorrow and see. So guys, I'll be stopping here. So please start with the virtualization topic today. Okay, followed by Linux, then how to set up your vulnerable lab on virtualization system. So these four topics will be your homework, your tasks, whatever you want to say. So but this is something like these are all live kind of system. uh, we work. Okay, login. Then whatever we have, something like HTML injection, then hack. Okay, you can give your name as none, then Kishore. Here you can give something like h1 header. I told you right yesterday. So we'll be using the same thing instead of generally with the people, I think when they see this first name they'll give the name, but apart from the name we are giving the code as well, and we are checking. See, it got executed. So this is how we'll be hacking all the things. So it's just a matter of time, guys. You will be learning everything. So I'll be stopping here. Already I shared all the documents, the links as well. Go through it and enjoy. Any questions?
Nothing, bro.